If you have recently been diagnosed with cancer, my heart goes out to you. If you're new or I popped up on your For You, my name is Narissa. I'm 42. I am a mother and a wife and a breast cancer survivor. I just finished treatment 2 weeks ago. Man, that feels good to say. It's been 2 weeks of no treatments. My hair's coming back. My energy's coming back. Emotionally, mentally, and physically, I'm healing. Life is good. So I am so grateful for all of the vets and the warriors and the sisters that helped me get through my early days of diagnosis and treatment. And so I want to do my part to give back. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, feel free to reach out in the comments or message me directly, and I will do my best to answer your questions. I'm doing like a little series to give back because I've been reflecting a lot on what I've been through. So, with that said, obviously the beginning is the absolute worst. You've just had this bomb dropped on you and your world has been turned upside down. My advice to you is stay off of Google until you have all of your facts, your cancer type, your stage, what your treatment plan could be, and you are mentally prepared. Otherwise, Google is just a rabbit hole that you do not want to go down. Thankfully, 3 days after my diagnosis, my nurse navigator called. Her name is Carrie. I jokingly call her my breast friend because she was such a blessing. It took about a week from diagnosis till my appointment with my oncologist to get all of the facts, and Carrie reached out and explained in further detail what kind of cancer I had and what my treatment plan might be. So that was really helpful to me in my mental health. And then I did finally have my appointment with my oncologist, who further explained what my cancer was, what my treatment plan was going to be. I highly recommend bringing a notebook and pen, bring a support person. It's going to be a lot of information coming at you all at once. You're probably not going to remember it all. It's going to be a blur, absolutely natural. And not only can they support you, they may ask questions you didn't think to ask, and they're also a second set of ears, because I know I've come home and been like, babe, what did the doctor say again? So highly recommend taking those things and a person. I knew early on that my treatment plan was going to be chemo in an effort to shrink the tumor. Then I was going to do surgery. Then I was going to do radiation. And it's a lot. Because like I said, suddenly your world's turned upside down. And so, of course, I immediately came home and pulled down the calendar and started doing the math of, okay, if I get 16 rounds of chemo and then a break and then we do surgery and then we get radiation, which is probably going to be about a month. Oh, I'll finish around August. This was January. That was really daunting. So try not to look at the big picture. Don't focus on the finish line. For me, it was helpful to kind of take it one chemo at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 moment at a time. Break it down into chapters or chunks. Don't try to focus on the big picture. And for me, I viewed it as each chemo brought me closer to the finish line, and each chemo was helping me kick cancer's ass. Spoiler alert, it totally worked. I achieved PCR, which is what everybody hopes for when they're going through cancer treatment. And actually, when I left the building after my first chemo and I got in the truck with my husband, I shed tears of joy because I was so relieved to finally be starting my ass-kicking journey, and number 1 was in the books. Of course, that didn't last long because then the fatigue kicked in. Speaking of chemo, It is not what I expected. I deep cleaned the house. I deep cleaned my bedroom. I got a mini fridge. I bought barf bags. You can get a stack of them on Amazon. I was expecting to be bedridden, lethargic, always nauseous. It wasn't any of that. Because I thought my mom was going to be here every day while the kids were in school and my husband was working. I thought my poor mom was going to have to be here, like taking care of me because I couldn't take care of myself. And it wasn't the case for me. And granted, everybody's body is different, but modern medicine has come a long way. And it's not like what it is in the movies. So take those movie scenes with a grain of salt. Chemo is a roller coaster. You're going to have lots of ups and downs. Fatigue for most people is the biggest issue. And let me tell you, the fatigue is real, especially with AC chemo. I did AC first, and man, there were times where I would be talking to my husband and he could tell I was going to need a nap because it was literally like somebody unplugged my cord and I was like, like I didn't even have the energy to talk. So, be prepared. The fatigue is real. Days 3 through 5 for me were the worst, but it's not the whole entire time, so don't worry. After that, I did start to feel better and my energy came back, and I got into a routine of nesting before each chemo day because I knew I was going to be down for the count for a couple of days and have very low energy. So that's the day that I would do a deep clean on the kitchen. I would catch up on laundry. I would pay bills. I would grocery shop, whatever it is I needed to do to prepare to be down for a couple days and just resting, basically. Not everyone gets nausea. Like I said, I bought vomit bags and I bought ginger chews and Preggy Pops and all this anti-nausea candy and stuff from Amazon. Thankfully, I never got nauseous. So be prepared. You could be nauseous. I hope you're not. But I got through it with no nausea. I got very lucky. If anything, I gained weight. I'll put that in part 2 because this video is getting kind of long. It's not at all what I expected. I wasn't nauseous. I wasn't bedridden. I did take lots of naps, but I wasn't stuck in my bed for the entire duration of chemo. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a roller coaster. Be kind to yourself. Okay. Check out part 2. All right. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.